Jesus Christ, really?
Don't forget to become a member of UnrealEntGaming's Patreon for exclusive manga content and early access. Isn't that right, Seth?
I already joined his Patreon today. Tons of great stuff on there, actually. But did you really have to blow up the city?
Yes.
Blew up the domino. You blew up the dominoes and you're laughing. Do you realize the f***ing crisis here?
And you will be next. Unless you subscribe, like the video, and turn on notifications right now.
Or else what? You'll aggressively scream another man's name for several hours?
Kakarot! Kakarot!
As the Titanic training session involving both Cooler and Frieza now continues to intensify within the hyperbolic time chamber, while Goku is acquiring the knowledge he needs in order to transcend himself in discovering the next level to his Ultra Instinct, it would only now appear as though with Vegeta having to complete his training ritual under the guiser of attending the Summit of the Gods, the race and now seeing which of these parties will ascend in becoming the strongest now continues, which begs the million-dollar question on whether or not our heroes have what it takes in order to transcend their current levels of power and evolving that much more, or if they're simply going to end up falling short as Frieza and Cooler now continue to get even stronger. Now, before we dive any further into this video, if you are new to the channel and of course have a love and passion for all things Dragon Ball related, including its manga, anime, video games, fan animations, fan mangas, and more, in which would also like to be kept up to date with everything in regards to the Dragon Ball Super manga, the Dragon Ball Super anime, Dragon Ball video games, and any and all additional content within the Dragon Ball universe, then I do encourage you guys to head on over and smash that subscribe button and turn on all notifications by clicking on the bell icon to always be notified whenever a brand new video is posted onto the channel, as well as giving this video a big thumbs up by slapping that like button down below if you guys are simply excited to see what the future holds for the Dragon Ball franchise. And with all that being said, I want to thank you all so much for your time, thank you all so much for supporting the channel, and now let's dive straight into the video. As our story continues now back on Beerus' planet, with Ultra Ego Vegeta being shown having to observe his hand, as it would now seem as though Vegeta was onto something. That was when Vegeta went on to recognize this energy flowing within him by responding, "This power, I think I finally understand what it means to bear destructive energy and the mindset that is supposed to come with it." Lord Beerus always said that in order for this level of power to be used effectively, I would need to encapsulate the very nature of what it means to be a god of destruction. And if I was able to push myself into achieving Ultra Ego, then perhaps I can now do the same by evolving this level into what it's meant to be. And that's perfect, flawless, and explosive in every possible way. And so I think it's time, with Beerus having to chime in, "Hey, did I say you can stop and break your Hakai meditation, Saiyan? You're not finished, so close your eyes and get back to it, because if you don't, then those orbs of destruction will smash right into you." With Vegeta responding, "Actually, Lord Beerus, I think it's time that I release my inner destructive nature and evolve this form and take it to the next level." "Oh, really, Vegeta? And so how exactly do you think you will be able to reach this new level that you speak of?" Beerus asks. "Surely you don't think you can hold out if you try, do you? But if you truly believe that you are ready to transcend the gods, then by all means show me, Vegeta. I want to see if you can do it." With Vegeta responding, "Oh, I can, Lord Beerus. Now watch and see." To which, as soon as Vegeta was now beginning to increase his power that much more, that was when Beerus went on to respond, "Wait a minute now. Is he really about to do this? Did the mortal truly discover a level that goes far far beyond his ultra ego. Those orbs of destruction that I placed around him, his body is absorbing them, Beerus says. Could the Saiyan truly have found a way to do as I instructed? Or better yet, will his mortal body even hold out long enough for him to ascend? I can feel his spirit beginning to change, Beerus says. I can feel his energy growing more and more. Yes. Show me, Vegeta. Prove to me why you are worthy of being at my side. In which, as Vegeta from that point was shown powering up with his eyes beginning to change, there was indeed something special that was just about to take place, in which had garnered Beerus' full attention, in which had now prompted Beerus in having to leap on up by standing in front of Vegeta and continuing, there, he's changing. Oh, so now one of two things are about to happen in a matter of moments. Either he will be destroyed from within, or he will truly shatter past his previous limits. And shatter beyond these limits he does, because with Vegeta being shown now beginning to visibly change in front of Beerus, was when Beerus had now gone as far as to acknowledge Vegeta's growth by continuing, I always knew that you had it within you, Saiyan. I just never would have thought that it would come this soon. He listened and took what I said into mastering the power of a god. Now let's see what comes from this experience, as with Vegeta now being shown visibly changing, as a gigantic Hakai aura had now erupted in front of Beerus, was when Beerus went on to then continue, who would have thought that I, of all gods, would have ever even considered taking up a mortal as my student? Certainly I never would have dreamed of it happening, but I knew that there was something about you that I could relate to, and that was your resolve and your will to always seek out greater levels of power. And though you weren't strong enough to use this power properly against that gas and Granolah when you did, you most certainly can use this power now to a greater degree, Saiyan. Now come forth and show the cosmos what you are truly capable of, Vegeta. To which that was exactly what Vegeta was beginning to do, because as Vegeta was now beginning to step out of the massive Hakai aura that was enveloping him, was when Beerus was from that point then shown smirking by responding, just look at this. What an incredibly destructive and massive power, Vegeta. You've done it. You were finally able to break through and do it. Well played, Saiyan. Well played. As lo and behold, finally having to stand in all his glory was where we had now seen Vegeta finally master the power of Ultra Ego, as Vegeta went on to then address Beerus by telling him, and so now, God of Destruction, at long last I've ascended. This, Lord Beerus, is what lies within me. The true destructive force that I harbored, completely controlled. This is Ultra Ego mastered and perfected. Everything you've taught me has now led to this. So what do you think? Vegeta asks, with Beerus responding, yes, yes, look at you. Just look at what you've become, Saiyan. This was exactly what I wanted to see. This is what makes you worthy of standing at my side. You went and mastered it. You are far beyond what you could have ever have hoped to be before, Beerus says. I am truly impressed by what I see. I truly didn't think that you had what it took within you to evolve yourself this far, but yet here you stand with a greater level of destructive power than before. Good. But now the question becomes, if you truly are different than you were before, Beerus says, is your heart where it finally needs to be? As he had now begun to circle Vegeta around, that was when he went on to continue, or is this power simply for show and tell? Are you putting on an act, Vegeta, or have you truly become what I had intended on you becoming? Are you where you want to be, or is there anything holding you back? You certainly don't appear to be worried, he utters. Or maybe you should be, Vegeta. As within the quickness from behind Vegeta, with Beerus being shown attempting to backhand him, that was when Beerus had stopped momentarily in front of Vegeta to see what he was going to do, as Vegeta went on to respond, I can assure you, Lord Beerus, there is nothing about what I am now that's an act. it. I am right where I need to be. With Beerus responding, you didn't even move. It was as though you knew that I would stop. Interesting. Good, so your concentration hasn't been broken yet. Okay, now you have me going, Vegeta. So how about we put this new power of yours to the test and see how good you've truly gotten now that you've mastered your Ultra Ego form, Beerus says. As all the while in the meantime, when then going back to Cooler and Frieza inside of the hyperbolic time chamber, it would only now appear as though with the two brothers now being shown training very intensely was where Cooler was attempting to strike Frieza with Frieza responding, "Come now, what happened, brother? Why do you insist on continuing this fight by only using your golden form against my black one?" Because, Cooler responds, "Before I transcend, I want to see how far I can..." "Oh please," Black Frieza cuts in, "don't be foolish, Cooler. This will be as far as your golden form will go, so either you truly cannot go beyond this level you are using, or you are holding out against me. We cannot leave any room for error. Now which one is it?" To which, upon being shown having to strike Cooler in his stomach, that was when Cooler had proceeded to grab onto Frieza's arm by responding, "You little fool, of course you can see it for yourself, can't you? The more damage I continue to take," he responds, "the stronger I become. So of course I'm holding out against you, Frieza." "Oh, now I'm starting to see," Frieza responds. "So this is what you've been doing the entire time we've been fighting. You've been trying to adapt your golden form to endure attacks from my black one. Now you're starting to get it. Oh, how very impressive indeed then, Cooler. It would seem as though you have adapted yourself into having a similar resolve to that monkey Vegeta. However, strengthening your golden form won't be enough if those god apes are also able to evolve. So, have you finally reached the point of achieving a higher form that is similar to mine, or are you simply just wasting our time? Don't you ever compare me to either of those Saiyans that you hold grudges against, Frieza. We are not the same, nor will we ever be, so you should watch what you say if you know what's good for you," Cooler says. "Because even though I've battled through into strengthening this form you see, it is of course not my final evolution. You were always jealous of me since we were children. You were always so insecure each time I went and blew right by you in power. And even though you were able to get ahead of me for a short time," Cooler says, "the gap between your power and mine will finally come to a close in a matter of moments," with Frieza responding, "Oh really? Is that so? Well, go on then. No one's stopping you. Prove me wrong and show me what you are truly capable of then. If you can, that is," with Cooler being shown now intensely powering up by responding, "With pleasure, Frieza. Watch and see. I will not allow myself to be bested by you any longer." To where, as we now begin to see Cooler powering up in a very ferocious way, was where Frieza went on to chime in during this power up by responding, "So then prove it to me. Show me if you truly have what it takes to push through into tapping into the next level of your potential." To which that was exactly what Cooler ended up doing, because as Cooler was shown transforming and ascending into the next level was when a gigantic aura eruption had then occurred, with Frieza having to see this, as Frieza responds, "Well, I'll be. Just look at that power." He truly wasn't lying about discovering a new power after all. Oh, well played, Cooler. Just look at that. This is exactly what I wanted to see. Nothing will stand in the way of my plan now. In which, as Cooler was then shown finally completing his evolution, was where Frieza went on to continue, My, Cooler, you actually did it. What a fearsome looking form. How truly remarkable indeed. You've merged several variants into this form, and what exactly do you call this? With Cooler responding, "Isn't it though? You can refer to me now as Platinum, Cooler." Platinum, Frieza responds. Amazing. Yes, this will be the peak of our power and the ultimate ace card in our deck once we fight those Saiyans. Oh, so now then, he says, let's leave nothing on the table and test our powers at their fullest, shall we? As all the while in the meantime, when then venturing out and seeing what the second strongest Takira was up to inside of his own realm, was where we then see how Takira was shown meditating while at the same time looking through the annals of history and studying Goku. It was only as Takira was shown intensely meditating where Takira went on to respond, the Saiyan mortal continues to grow. I can feel him evolving. His journey will lead him down the path of achieving great power, he says. His persistence is most admirable for someone so primitive. However, he will not prevail. As with Takira's third eye being shown opening, that was when Takira went on to continue, not unless he is willing to die trying against us. Now I see why you are curious to face us. You share a history that is similar to ours, he says, and your motives have now been clear to me. And if you are lucky enough to survive and endure the first 3 during this tournament, then I can assure you one thing, Goku, and that is you will never get past me. In which, as we only then make our way back onto Beerus' planet, in seeing as to how Beerus was now shown intensely clashing with Mastered Ultra Ego Vegeta, was where the Oracle Fish had gone as far as to observe this battle by responding, oh dear, oh where the hell is Whis when you need him to stop this? Yeah, just those two are going to destroy everything if this doesn't come to an end. I've never seen Lord Beerus this fired up in thousands of years. And that Saiyan as well. Just what kind of power did Lord Beerus help that Saiyan achieve? I've gotta find a way and get off this planet while I still can, because those two maniacs are going to annihilate everything in the process. Those you two are going to destroy the entire universe, the Oracle Fish shouts. Stop! Have you both lost your minds? As just then with Beerus' body being shown crashing right near the Oracle Fish, as Beerus was seemingly enough looking as though he was in pain, that was when Beerus had gone as far as to now acknowledge the situation by responding, okay, now that one hurts. How did he even do that? Well, would you look at this, Beerus says. You actually dropped me with malice intent. I felt it in your heart. Good. This was the ruthlessness that I wanted to see come from you, Vegeta. It's not often where someone, let alone a mortal at that, is seen dropping a god of destruction in battle. That's right, Destroyer, and I will gladly do it again once you decide to dust yourself off and jump back into the fight, Vegeta says. All I could even think about right now is how I would want to destroy you. Fitting, isn't it? I never felt so alive, so thirsty for battle and mayhem. So, what's it going to be? With Beerus responding, that's the right attitude, Saiyan. This was just what I wanted out of you. Finally, after so many years of waiting for a rival, I was finally able to find it through you. And so you aren't the only one whose blood is boiling for battle, he responds. Now, let us resume, Saiyan. As with Beerus now being shown taking flight and once again dashing right back towards Vegeta, it was just upon being shown firing 2 Hakai balls directly at Vegeta, where they, instead of having to connect, flew away from him, with Vegeta responding, you missed. Did I happen to hit you that hard that you can't even focus straight, Lord Beerus? Where that was when Vegeta was shown having to catch Beerus' punch, with Beerus having to respond to Vegeta by telling him, don't let this power go to your head, Saiyan. You're strong, but you are still no god. I still have a few tricks up my sleeve, he grins. This is the fight that I wanted to get out of you, mortal. This was the power that I wanted to see be drawn from your soul. And so now that I did, tell me, are you getting worn out yet? With Vegeta responding, You must be dreaming if you think I'm going to stop and quit now while I'm ahead, he says. Even your aim is starting to get lousy, with Beerus responding, you should pay better attention because who said that I missed, you fool? Now I got you! As indeed, Beerus had purposely fired the 2 Hakai balls away from Vegeta and now being shown having to condense them forward, with the 2 orbs being shown smashing into Vegeta and creating a gigantic blast in front of Beerus, to where it was only upon seconds later through the smoke as Vegeta was shown still standing, where Beerus went on to continue, well, would you look at that? You're still standing despite taking 2 orbs of destruction head on while your guard was down. Normally, you would have either been dead or out cold, but you're actually still standing, and with fire in your heart. Yes, do you finally understand what it means to truly grow through pain, Vegeta? Unless, of course, you are selling me short, you are easily the strongest among the other gods, and it's not even close. Of course, you're still no match for me, he says, but I guess we can make some exceptions to the rules, wouldn't you agree? As if, Lord Beerus, why don't you just admit what we both already know, and that's that I am far stronger than you could ever hope to be. As it was just upon having to say this, with Vegeta being shown reverting back down to his base form, where Beerus went on to then continue, oh, is that right? Well, certainly not like that, you're not mortal. It looks like your body has entered a cooldown period in order to balance you out so that way you don't overwork yourself. Interesting. Yes, you've finally done it. The Prince of Destruction Vegeta now at my side as the strongest among the gods. I don't care how much time Goku is given, Beerus says, his Ultra Instinct is nowhere near the raw strength of your mastered Ultra Ego. Though there are still a few more things to cover, he continues, I can still see that once powered down, you seem to be bothered by what's out there, he says. Well, nevertheless, we will hop right back to it so that way we can find out what that is, as it was only right then and there during that moment where the Beyond Dragon Ball Super story of the top 5 strongest warriors in the multiverse manga chapter number 21 special then comes to a close. Now finally, after everything Vegeta was put through by Lord Beerus in not only having to be shown undertaking several different stages of training by also being shown attending the Summit of the Gods, Vegeta was finally now at long last shown having to shatter through his shell in mastering the destructive power of Ultra Ego, as it would only appear as though Cooler had now done the same thing inside the hyperbolic time chamber against Black Frieza. The only other individual now left without having to shatter through their limits is in fact Goku, who seems to be putting the pieces together ever so slowly and having to discover a new level beyond that of Ultra Instinct, to which even with the second strongest in the multiverse Takira having to now acknowledge this, I cannot wait to show you guys what's about to transpire next involving Goku and how he's going to be going through this process, to which again, I do want to thank you all so very much for your time and so much for your patience, as putting these together is by no means easy, especially when you're doing it alone. So I do want to give a personal shout out to all of my Patreon members who went as far as to support and believe in the work that I'm doing, because it is through your support and your backing that we are now able to actually move along a bit faster here. So to that, I cannot wait to show you guys what's about to transpire coming up next in manga chapter number 22. So once more, thank you all so much for being here, everybody, to where if of course you guys enjoyed, then be sure to give this video a big fat thumbs up right now by smashing that like button. Also, if you just so happen to be new to this channel and of course love Dragon Ball and anime, then I do encourage you all to head on over and smash that subscribe button and turn on all notifications by clicking on the bell icon, so that way you guys never miss a single video that is posted onto the channel. Tune back in for more. Thank you all so much for your patience and your support, and with that being said, I'm going to be seeing each and every single one of you down in the comment section below and in the next video. Take it easy, everybody, and have a great day. Peace.
Hello. Did you know that you can stay up to date with the latest Dragon Ball content by simply subscribing to UnrealEntGaming?
Also, don't forget to follow on these social media platforms, you sexy son of a bitch.
Roshi.
Silent Cell, me and the fans are having a moment. That's right. I know what you want. Extra long, thick Dragon Ball content. Quality reviews with flawless editing. Yeah, you'd like that, wouldn't you? You dirty bitch.
Roshi, the fuck?
God damn it, I need them to subscribe, Cell.
and we're demonetized.
Yeah, screw it. Let's cut to the video.